Hi, I'm Diana Shannon Young of Diana Shannon Young Fine Art. Today I'd like to have a short conversation with you about the different mediums of art. If you're starting or maintaining an art collection, maybe you'd like to have more information on the different mediums that artists use to create their art. My goal is to make you more comfortable asking questions or to better understand the differences of many of the one-dimensional original mediums. Artists have always used various mediums to express themselves over the years, from pigmented powders and inks derived from plants to carvings in wood with sharp bones to stacking of stones to create beautiful art. Today I will speak to you on some of the more popular mediums that are used today. Some have been around for hundreds of years and some are a bit more contemporary. We may not touch on all of them, but you will get the picture and hopefully you'll see a medium that you may be interested in. We'll start with something as old as egg tempera. Egg tempera is making tempera paint. It is paint that is mixed with a cohesive material such as egg yolk. This is a fast drying paint and it's long lasting, usually done on a wooden board or other hard surface, and dates back to the 1st century AD. Egg tempera was one of the preferred mediums of Diego Rivera, Marc Chagall, Andrew Wyeth, and may have been used by many famous and well-known African-American artists such as Henry O. Tanner or Robert S. Duncanson. Then we'll move on to oil painting. This medium started to be recognized back in the 15th century Europe AD. Since it contains oil, mainly linseed oil, it takes a little longer to dry. It's actually a slow drying process, but that's okay because sometimes this allows the artist to change or alter segments of the painting by adding another layer of paint. Then you move on to acrylic paint. Acrylic paint has been popular for many years and it has been around for quite a while. It's a fast drying medium. Compared to oil, it is water-based, but becomes more resistant when fully dry. Dissolving acrylic paint with water before application can help the artist achieve the effect of watercolor or gouache, gouache is a opaque watercolor. Acrylic can also be mixed with gloss, dull, sand, or other textures to create dramatic effects or glossiness or depth. Now we'll go talk about watercolors just a little. This medium seems to have an endless color palette. Colors can be mixed all different types of ways, but can be challenging to the artist once it's applied because there is little you can do to change the results. So a lot of artists don't work with watercolor because it does take quite a bit of practice, and there are several accomplished watercolorists among African American artists. We won't name them all here, but you can look into that. Other mediums applied mainly to paper would include charcoal, pastel, pen and ink, graphite pencil, colored pencil. Some artists prefer these mediums as they can be more expressive, are great for shading and blending. For instance, some colored pencils and/or graphites give the artist the opportunity to make photographically realistic pieces. Etchings and serigraphs, monoprints, and other types of multiple reproduction originals are forms of art that are created by the artist, and he executes the image into another surface like metal, wood, or linoleum or mylar. Other surfaces the paper can then be applied to the surfaces to transfer the image to the paper. You can also make limited amounts of these, or you can make one. Usually, if there is going to be a limited amount, it's going to be a predetermined amount from the original, and it's executed from the carving, scratching, or pushing of pigment, ink, or paper, or other color grounds in some manner onto usually a heavy archival or museum quality paper. We'll talk about 2 or 3 dimensional applications and various types of reproductions at another time. Now jump right in there and start your art collection. Thank you for listening. Diana Shannon Young Fine Art.com.